Hey gang, this is Vicki Kelly with Golden Rule Trades. In part 2, I want to talk about another guardrail for trader funding. That is, you need to trade the chart, not the money. In our last video, we talked about the fact that if you use trader funding, you will have to abide by their rules. And their rules usually include things like you have to make a certain profit target, before you can get a payout, you have to make a certain amount of money in order to be considered for that payout. You have to trade so many days before you can be considered for that payout. There's lots of rules that you have to understand, but one of the things that does is it makes you tempted to trade the money instead of the chart. For example, today I have a trader funding account. I have to make $250 in order to be able to say that I can count that towards my payout. And I understand why they do that. It makes good sense. However, I had $248.20. And guess what? I was absolutely insistent on doing. I did not want to lose the day trading. I didn't want it to not count for one of those days that I needed to reach that profit target. So I probably put on 4 or 5 more trades simply to get that extra $2, because the $2 isn't just $2. Then you have to account for your commissions. So then you're trying to go for a little bit more than $2, and then but you don't want to take a big loss. So you make sure that you don't have a very big stop, and you're much more likely to get stopped out that way, on and on and on. All because I was trading the money, not the chart. And this is extremely dangerous when you are trying to be consistent with your edge. So one of the things that you have to do is trade the chart, not the money. If the setup is not there, do not take it. If you fall a little short, you can still do it again tomorrow. There are ways that you have to train yourself to be your own trader, and this is absolutely one of them. You have to trade the chart, not the money. Now, in order to do that, you have to make sure that your edge will work with their system. If you are required to make $250 in order to get a payout, but you're trading 1 micro, it's going to take you a long time to do that. And you need to make sure that your edge will actually capture that, or you're going to have to adjust your position size accordingly. But think about, what can you truly expect from your system? Not what do you hope happens with your system. What really happens with your system? And is that going to be aligned with this particular trader funding group? For example, if you are a scalper, one of the accounts that I have, you have to be in a trade for 15 seconds before it will count towards your P&L and your consistency. If you're a scalper, you're probably in and out in less than 15 seconds. That's not a good firm that you're going to want to work with. Make sure that your edge works with their system and they are aligned, so that you're not just throwing money away and not just frustrating yourself, and you're not tempted to trade the money instead of the chart. So stay safe out there, and I will see you at the open.